China is like the world factory. As long as you can imagine it in your head, it can be produced in China. No job in China. Oh. Instantly, I said, look, I'm going to work in China. Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's your favorite Mr. Solve, and I hope you all are doing well as usual. All right. So in today's video, I'll be telling you how I started working in China as a foreigner. You know, people asked me in my comment section that I would like to know about how did you get to work or start to work in China. So I'll be explaining that in today's video. Stay tuned till the end of this video, and I'm sure you are not going to miss it. And if you are new on this channel, please try and subscribe. It is very, very important. Subscribe, okay, so you get to follow up on me, and it's free. Subscribing does not cost you anything. I mean, it's free. You click the red subscribe button you are seeing there, click that red button, and also you click the bell button. All right, and so you get notified each time I make any post. So how did I start working in China as a foreigner? I think that will interest you to know, right? Because, you know, most people know China as a business country. Yeah, it's more known as a business country because China is like the world factory. Anything you can imagine can be produced in China. As long as you can imagine it in your head, it can be produced in China. So China is seen as the world's production factory. You know, even most goods are produced here in China and also sold in other part of the world. All right, even in the US, Europe, most items are produced here. Like when I was in Nigeria, I bought my first laptop from HP. I saw it designed in America, made in China. So people know China as a home for business. Like if you go to Guangzhou, it's a very big commercial hub. You see a lot of foreigners. You know, if you go to Shenzhen, business. You go to Yiwu, business. In Shanghai, you get offices. All right, offices and also business as well. So actually, I came here to study. I'm going to make it elaborate. You know, I like to tell you stories so you understand all I'm saying and how it happened from the beginning. So before I came to China, I went to open an account. So while I went to the bank, I was trying to open the account, and the banker asked me, and she said, traveling to where? I said, I'm going to, I'm traveling to China. He said, China to go and do what? I said, I'm going there to go and study. He said, study? Why are you going to study? Why don't you go to the UK? I said, well, that's where I want to go to. She told me, no job in China. Oh. No job in China. Oh. Instantly, I said, look, but for me, I'm going to work in China. I said that, and it rang in my head that, yeah, I've made some kind of important confession. And I told her that, yes, I'm going to work in China. I'm going to work in China. All right, I said, okay. I said, good luck. You know, what we say with our mouth is very, very important. I mean, it's really, really important. All right, so that was the beginning. At that point in time, I have never even think of working in China. My going to China was to go and study first. But what she told me that, I now told her I'm going to work in China. That became a new move in my mind. I got to China, and the first day I arrived China, there's a friend that we both received our document for visa in Nigeria. It came in the same parcel of DHL. All right, so when this guy received his own before me, and okay, let me say this guy received his own and came to China before me. So I got to know him just on phone. I've never seen him before. So when I arrived in China, I saw this guy, and we just became friends. And that same day I arrived in China anyway, and I met him, and he said, he has been here before me, like 2 weeks before I came. He said, this guy, no job for China. This country where would they? No job. Oh. So I told him that for me, I'm going to work in China. Again, I said that word again, I'm going to work in China. Because, when he came that like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before me, he just came and they started looking for what to do to survive. So because I already have this intention now that I'm going to work in China, because it has already come to me that I have to work in China. After those people have put those things in me, I have gotten a new dimension now. I'm going to work in China. And how will this come to pass? So it was 2.5 years program. I finished all my program within 1.5 years. I can't really explain how I got that grace, but because I already have it in mind that I want to work in this place, so I was doing my work very fast, very quick, very quick. So I have 1 full year just there doing nothing. So I was only waiting for graduation, which will take place in the next 1 year, because I already finished everything. All right, so I spoke to a friend of mine that, look, a Chinese guy, that I want to look for an internship. Okay, the best way was to look for internship, because as a student, you are not permitted to work in China. All right, so the best is that let me look for internship where I could, instead of waiting at home, let me work in the company as an intern. I work with the company, I get more knowledge, I do more research. Okay, all right, so that was the idea. So I got a company. Okay, just telling my friend, okay, you see, it's also good you have some local friend. I told this guy, you know, he was in my house that night. I told him, it's okay, just give me a computer, and he just, you know, checked the Baidu, and he made a call that same night, you know, and called the company. Maybe called maybe one of the manager or so, and said, okay, that they should bring me to the company maybe the next day. So the next day, both of us went to the company and went there, and just a casual talk, and we discussed everything, and it's okay, I can resume work. That was how I resumed the work at the company. All right, it was a company that does with pharmaceutical products, packaging machinery. So it packages pharmaceutical products like drugs, like all these medications, tablets, you know, sachet, all those things. I worked with them for like 3 months. So then I spoke to my supervisor that I needed somewhere to work. He said, okay, don't worry, I'll look for what to do about it. All right, so he started making some calls, calling some, you know, some friends, and maybe like in a few days, he called me and said, okay, I found you a company where you could work. I said, wow. He said, yes. So like I told you, don't forget, in China, as of then, now there's some kind of a policy changes. So students can work in China now, but I cannot verify under what condition. I have seen a kind of article that was passed, I think last year or early this year, okay, that students can work in China, I think on hourly basis or so, some hours in a week, but I didn't really go deep into it because I'm no more a student, so I don't really know much about that, and I didn't even dive into that details much. All right, but as at that time when I was studying, there was nothing like students working in China. It was illegal. All right, so the only thing I could do was not to work with my student visa. It was illegal. It was to go to the company and do internship, which I did as well within that my first 1.5 years. I did some kind of internship with the company. The company produced shipping container. I was going there frequently anyway because I was doing some kind of research with them. So, but this company now where I'm working now, I had to also go there as an internship to learn more. All right, not as a full-time worker, but to learn more. So that was how I began, and from there, when I was going there, I was actually learning the stuffs. So that really helped me a lot, because if you want to work in China, you need to have some knowledge about the job itself. It helps you. If you have done internship in that company before, it boosts your chances of getting a job in China or with that company. Okay, but you just come from nowhere, you want to get a job as a foreigner in a company, you know, the government may frown at that. They may want to know, do you have a previous experience on this job? They want to know if you are qualified. You know, a lot of things may come in. But if you have done some kind of internship with them before and you have an experience with the job, it becomes easier for you to get a job with that company. And I knew that anyway, even before then. So actually, I did that internship for like some months anyway. And before you know it, I had to graduate from my MSc. And when I finished my MSc studies, the company gave me some documents and I went back to Nigeria to go and apply for visa. So I went to the embassy and the embassy told me what and what are required for me to get a working visa. So when I told the company what is required and the company told the government what document they need to give to me to apply for the work visa, the government initially did not agree, because they said, in the history of this city, there have not been any African that has been employed before by any company whatsoever in this city. So, and they said, we are meant to come here and study and go, not to work. It was a tussle. Then I was in Nigeria. You know, I was surprised initially. I was like, oh my goodness. So I'm now in a fix. I don't know what to do. So I still speak to my boss here in China, those people that I work with. I said, okay, you can try and see what you can do. And I said, okay, hold on. So they had to speak to governments in Beijing. I know Beijing is the capital of China. So Beijing told this government here that it is possible. I can work in China. And the government had to give me the documents, okay? Because there was no history of any African working here before. No history. So I'm going to be the first. And they were nervous. If a lot of things were, a lot of mix up, a lot of things were coming in, a lot of things, So, but the capital told them that, yes, I can work. And they gave me the documents. And I went to the embassy. And when I got to the embassy, I just went there and I met the what's it called, the consular. And I just told him, "Ni hao," and he was like, "Ni hao?" It's strange seeing someone coming to the embassy to apply for a visa, and you are speaking to them Chinese. And I asked him, like in Chinese, "How is your work?" And he said, "Hai xing." He was looking at me. He said, "Have you been in China before?" I said, "Yes, I studied in China." He was like, "Where in China?" And he was really pleased with me, and and instantly he just gave me the work visa. That was how the journey to China. Anyway, so I came back to China with the work visa. So but coming down to China with the work visa, with the immigration, they had to be very sure that I really merit the job. I was even interviewed by the immigration. All right, they had to interview me, give me some further mathematics, ask me a lot of questions. They want to see my intellectual level, to know if I'm really capable of working here. A lot of questions. They ask me even things that you don't think you'll be asked. They want to know if you're actually involved in what you said you are. A lot of questions. Before then, when I went to work in the company at the initial point for the internship, because that was when the job actually began itself. When I went to the company, the company, boss had to interview me. And while they were interviewing me, they were interviewing me, and they had one of the boss that could speak some English. And he asked me, "Can you speak Chinese?" I said, "Of course." And they switched the interview from English to Chinese. In that company, there are also other foreigners. So my interview was completely in Chinese. All right. So had it been that I could not speak Chinese, imagine how it would have been. It would have been a failed interview. So they had more confidence in me when they discovered I could speak the language Chinese. And that was it. And even at my office today, every day I speak with them Chinese 100% in communication, not English, because they don't speak English. All right. So if you want to work in China, not only in China, anywhere, as long as they do not speak your mother tongue, or maybe they don't speak English and they have different languages, or maybe even if they speak English, as long as you want to work in that country or in that community, you have to learn their language. It is very, very, very important. Okay. So that was how I got my job in that company, and it's an engineering company, and I got my job as an engineer, as a design engineer, and I've been working in that company from that day till today. All right. So I'm fully employed as an engineer, and I've been working as an engineer all this while. Okay. Even when I'm making my content as a YouTube content creator. All right. I just have love for making videos. Okay. Making videos. Even before I became a YouTuber, anyway, I have been buying cameras. Okay, I love gadgets. Personally, I have flair for gadgets. I didn't buy them because of YouTube. I bought them because I love, for me, they're like the toys I love to play with. So even when I'm working, I'm also doing YouTube, which I love. For me, it's something I do for passion, not just because of the monetary aspect. No, I just love creating content on YouTube, and it has been like that. All right. So for me, it's more of passion. It's a kind of hobby for me, where I love doing, and I keep doing it, and it makes me feel happy. All right. So guys, I've been able to explain to you how I got my job here in China, and I hope I've been able to answer some questions or all questions as regarding this, or how I got a job in China. And like I said, I became the first African to work in this city, the first in the history. So if They are going to write the history of this city. I'm going to be in, my name will be written in, in capital, that I became the first. Even the immigration told me that you are the first ever that will be given a work visa. Not student visa now. You are working now. You are employed by a company, okay, in this city. And they told me that, and wow, for me, it's a honor. And, after that, the door became open. Now, someone else again came to work. A guy came to work here also in China, as in a guy from my university was also employed, by my company also after like maybe some years after I started working, because the door has been opened. Now the government knew, or they now know, that it's possible for we Africans to work in this state. Of course, the guy came and worked, and there's another guy again that came too as well, and also work in this same city, but in a different company anyway. But it only happened after the door has been opened. So I really thank God that God used me to open the door for foreigners, Africans majorly, to work in this city. So that's how I got my job in China, and I'm still working here in China. So it has been awesome. A lot of exposures, a lot of exposures, and China, when it comes to China and the technology, they are top notch. So working here for me it's a big privilege. I've been exposed to a whole lot of stuff as regard my field, my engineering stuff, my mechanical stuff, design and blah blah. And please, if you are new on this channel, please try and subscribe, guys. Please try and subscribe. Click the bell button, all right, so you get notified each time I make any post. It's your favorite Mr. Sub, and guys, I'm going to catch you in the next video. See you till I come your way, guys. Have a nice time.